So today in class we discuss alignment and distribution. And these are settings that really make our life easier as designers because they cut time down from having to manually measure and place everything perfectly. The computer does a lot of behind the scenes work for us. When it comes to alignment specifically, there are three different things you can align to. You can align to the overall selection, which means when I select things, let's say these three windows, it's going to align to this box that kind of makes up the space of all three. I can align to my key object, which is something I can tell the computer I want all the things to align to, let's say this window, or I can even align to the size of the artboard. So if I want something centered in an artboard, that really does come in handy. So for your file today, you're going to practice it quite a few times with different types of alignment so you can feel more comfortable. Okay, so first things first, in order to align, you have to tell the computer what exactly you are aligning. So you have to make multiple selections. We learned the other day that we can make a marquee by clicking and dragging, or we can click and hold Shift. Use either method you prefer. Next, we have alignment settings located here to the right. We also can pull them up by going Window, Align, and the same settings will pop up in an own panel. Again, it's your personal preference. So you'll see that for each section, I've put a screenshot on the bottom of what buttons should be selected in order to do this correctly. And I've showed you an example of what it should look like here on the left. Again, I'm going to have all my objects selected if I'm going to align something. Then I'm going to click the correct buttons. This is set to align to selection already. Now I'm going to hit this button. If I'm not sure what something does, I can simply hover my mouse over it and it'll tell me. So this is going to align through its horizontal center. So when I click on that, it should pull all my vectors to be centered, and I didn't have to manually kind of measure it out. Okay. As you go down, the rest of these are also to the selection, but just different types of alignment, right? Horizontal center versus vertical versus maybe the top, things like that. Now that we've practiced aligning to a selection, let's try aligning to a key object. Sometimes you want everything to line up with something really specific. In this case, I want my key object to be this image all the way on the left. To align to a key object, it's almost the same thing. You select everything you're going to work with, but this time you change your alignment to key object. When you do that, you're going to see that the computer kind of bolds one of your objects with a really thick line. This is the key object. If you want to change your key object, you can simply click on something else. As soon as you see that bolded line, you know that that is your key object. That means now whatever I do is going to be based off the object I chose. For this case, I want it to be centered through their vertical. Now when I click on it, all the little fence pieces are being pulled to where that key object is, and it really comes in handy. You're going to do the same thing for the books here, and the key object has been pointed out for you in each case. The last alignment you're going to try is aligning to the artboard, which is something I do quite often to keep all the work of art centered. Instead of having to measure your artboard with rulers and guides, although those come in handy, they take a little bit more time. In this case, we want to align the sparrow to the middle of this artboard, but I can't exactly tell the middle right now. If I select my object and change this setting now to align to artboard, I can center horizontally, and now my sparrow is in the direct center of my artboard, and it didn't take me any time at all. You're going to do the same thing for both sections. Once you're done with part 2, please 45 your computers.